Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing an advanced Dungeons and Dragons magic item video on Dust of Dryness. But before I get into that, if you enjoy my content, it would really help me out if you could hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, share my content on social media, and post a comment or two. Remember, I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. And if you enjoy a good book, check out my author page on Amazon. My pen name is H.L. Anderson. You can find all of my books there. I like to think I write good stories that make you think. I wrote a 3-book series, a science fiction western called Drifters. I wrote a fun story called The House Off Farrago Road about a house in New Orleans where the monsters all hang out. I wrote a political fantasy called The Righteous President, and I've got a series started. The first 2 books are out. The first one is Vanguard 1. The second one is Task Force Terminus. It's set in the future. It's science fiction, space warfare. It's essentially a study of humanity from an alien perspective. Hope you get them. Hope you enjoy them. Now, on with the Dust of Dryness. Dust of Dryness is one of those odd magic items which most players tend to pass over. In reality, Dust of Dryness is not only an effective weapon versus water elementals and other water-type creatures, but it's extremely useful in arid areas. You can find the Dust of Dryness on page 99 of the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons Unearthed Arcana. I suggest you read through the description very, very thoroughly before you put them in your game, as if you're a player, you really need to read up on it carefully. One of the mundane uses of this item is to store water for carrying. As a matter of fact, one of the few times I have used this item in my game was when an NPC used a bag of Dust of Dryness to haul water on an extended exploratory trip. He had enlisted the group to help to find a trade route across the stretch of desert. At one point, they were attacked by desert nomads in some old ruins. The NPC was killed, and one of the player characters found a bag of marbles on his person. Thinking they would impede movement of the bandits in a narrow hallway, he basically emptied the bag onto the floor. The 20 marbles each turned into 9 cubic feet of water, and 180 cubic feet of water filled the hallway. The player character and 3 others were trapped inside and drowned. The one player character who knew about what the marbles were, who knew about them, wasn't in the hallway and had not told anyone about them. This is a case in point of where you kept your mouth shut when you should have talked. Because this guy, if they had known, they could have kept the marbles and just beat feet and they'd been okay. Because there wasn't no other water in the area. Now they have too much water and they drown because of this. That guy should have told them. One of the more spectacular uses of Dust of Dryness is as a weapon against water elementals or similar creatures. A pinch of this dust, which contacts such a creature, will destroy it, unless that creature makes a savings throw versus spells. As dangerous as creatures such as these can be, Dust of Dryness can be an excellent weapon against them. Years ago, my player character had a bag of this dust in my friend Ruben's game. Ruben, I love him to death. He's a good guy, but man, he was a crappy dungeon master. This guy fancied himself a killer dungeon master. His fetish was forcing his players to make up new player characters every single week. He tried to kill everybody off. And being the dungeon master, it's not difficult, He had us make up 5th level player characters and rolled randomly for 2 magic items for each of us. One of my fighter's items was this bag of dust. Through the course of the evening, his NPC villain, a wizard, summoned all manner of creatures to fight us. The culmination of this onslaught happened to be a water elemental. I produced the bag and threw a handful of the dust at the elemental. Reuben read the description of the item and got very, very angry. He rolled the savings throw, and we all saw the natural 1. Suddenly, throngs of warriors mysteriously appeared and slaughtered us all. The wizard had not summoned them. They just happened to appear then and there. As far as I know, that was the last game Reuben ever run. He really was a crappy dungeon master, and after that game, his players all knew it. But that Dust of Dryness really, really saved our bacon. until, of course, the dungeon master decided, well, that's not enough, you have to die. Yeah. But again, don't overlook Dust of Dryness. It can be extremely useful as a player. And as a dungeon master, it really helps your players. I mean, people say, yes, it can kill a water elemental, but a lot of times they overlook the thing where they can, store water for long trips. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy. At any rate, I hope this finds everybody well. And if you have comments, put them down there. I'm sure we'd all love to read them, even if you disagree with me. Hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good one. God bless one and all. Vanguard 1, Devo Polan, a scientific representative from a pacifist race called the Gandiri, has come to Earth to learn the one thing that humans do better than anyone else in the galaxy: to fight. In the sequel, Task Force Terminus, Earth is at war with an alien race called the Amdola. Devo Polan's new commission in the Terran fleet exposes him to bigotry and treachery, and he comes to realize that sometimes political and military maneuvering are one and the same.